Why with me, let's go down to तुम जाओ
Still on the African lion safari here in Canada. Elephant rides. A carriage train is zipping by as elephant rides continue. Isn't this amazing?
Starting at my fauna site, we have 35-year-old Becky with her trainer Charlie. Her trainer Mark. Next we have 11-year-old George with his trainer Steve. And last, but definitely not least, we have 4-year-old Opal with her trainer Sebastian. My birthday was here with the special letters. Now keep in mind that Maggie here weighs nearly 9,000 pounds. And with such a large size, it's difficult for her to see what her feet are doing. So she must carefully and slowly feel her way over Charlie's body. Luckily for Charlie, elephants have extremely sensitive feet, and they don't like to step on squishy things. Okay, thank you. Can we let Charlie out now? They drive the logs from the forest down to the mills for processing, and Maggie here would like to give us a working demonstration of how this is done. So we're going to slip this. As you can see, elephants are really quite powerful, and they're often preferred over heavy machinery because they're more maneuverable, and they can access areas that trucks and other vehicles can't get to. They also cause less damage to the surrounding around the forest, making them the more environmentally friendly option. The harness made by SHAZAD is an exact replica of those still in use today, and the harness can be made through either leather or canvas like the one Maggie has. The harness helps to evenly distribute the weight across the chest and shoulders of the elephant, making it easy for them to pull the weight of the logs. Now George is just pushing these logs into the center for us. And now Lily is going to roll into the front using her powerful trunk. So she lowers her head and digs in her heels, and away she goes. Now you may have noticed that only one of the elephants in our demonstration today has the long ivory tusks that elephants are so well known for. And this is because in the Asian species, only the males have tusks. The females have a smaller, shorter version called tusks. Now Maggie is going to roll this second log to the front for us. And you may have also noticed that George has silver caps on the end of his tusks. And these are there to prevent them from chipping, cracking, or from having any other damage happening to them. Now it looks like Maggie almost has that second log in place. And since she's already at the front, I swing. And now Opal is hopping on over here to demonstrate for us that she has amazing strength. First, she has the other one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you believe that Opal can pull this enormous log? Yeah! Opal, do you think you can pull this huge log? No. Wow, what if I gave you a treat? Yeah. Okay, well that didn't take too much convincing. So there you go, Opal. And we'll slip this harness up over your head. Yeah. And here's your chance. Although we do like to keep the love lighter on our younger elephants to get them used to wearing the harness, it won't be long before Opal hears pulling logs just as big as Maggie. And now George would like to help out by cleaning up after Opal, and this is where his long ivory tusks come in extremely Wow, George, that looks perfect. Thank you. And now we'd like to demonstrate just how dexterous the elephant's trunk is. Is there a child in the audience with a large coin, such as a loony or a toonie? The first one right here with a loony or a toonie can be the volunteer. Nice and flat. What are you trying to do? the elephants stand quite tall, so we've had to come up with some of our own ways of getting on and off of them. Now Maggie and I are going to demonstrate how to do the front leg mount. And getting back down is simply the reverse. And we're going to demonstrate how to do the back leg mount. And she gives me a little boost. I'm not quite up there. Now getting back down is a little bit different. It's sort of an express method where I use her head as a giant slide. Oh, faster than others. Maggie, what are you waiting for? It's time to line him out. Oh, Charlie, we forgot something. Just a second, Maggie. He'll go grab that for you. We forgot her pillow. There you are, Maggie. Charlie has it all nice and slumped up for you. She's just getting nice and comfortable. Looking for the perfect spot. And there she is. Now that the elephants are all down, this will trigger an opportunity to check over their large surface areas for any nicks or scratches that they may have. It also gives them the chance to check their feet for any rocks or thorns that may be embedded in them. And did everyone pass their inspections? Okay, then it's time to get up. It looks like we have a lazy outfit. Come on, Maggie, you can't sleep the whole show. Charlie, do you have any ideas how we're going to get her up? Okay, she looks a little too comfortable. Let's see if we can get this pillow out from under her. No, that's not going to work. Okay. No, Charlie's not budging. Okay, Charlie thinks she needs a little bit of encouragement from the audience. So on the count of 3, I'd like to hear everyone shout, "Get up, Maggie! 1, 2, 3! Okay, are we ready, players? Game on! Now, our elephants are not only excellent soccer players, but they're also great basketball players. Oh, thanks, Lily. Now, George is also pretty good at basketball, but sometimes he needs a little bit of encouragement. So I'd like to hear everyone in the audience cheering for George. Come on, George! Come on, George! You can do it, George! Lily would like to make us a special thanks. This is It's very easy for her to do because in her stomach alone, she has over 40,000 muscles and ligaments. Each t-shirt that's painted is unique and can be purchased at the gift shops. While Lily's finishing up, I have a few more facts to share with everyone about elephants. They can live to between 60 and 70 years of age. And unfortunately, the Asian elephant is an endangered species, with approximately 30,000 left in the wild. But here at the African Lion Safari, we are proud to say that we have Canada's #1 breeding program. And since 1991, 13 baby elephants have been born here. Lily, now that's wonderful. Why don't you take a bow? Unfortunately, this does bring us to the end of our roundup, and the elephants and their trainers would like to thank you all for coming out today. Now, the elephants would like to finish the show off with one last big bang. Let's hear for our elephants, everybody! Now, before you get too far, the trainers will be bringing the elephants around to the front so you can have a closer look and ask any questions that you may have. Also, don't forget to take your once-in-a-lifetime elephant ride directly across from the amphitheater. There will be a pair of curtains.
A trolley train zipping by.
No, we already have our two.
You only get one. That's not your Olivia.
Mike's
Mike's with Olivia. Yes. Emma, if you don't stop it, we're going home and you won't be going to the water. Do you understand? If you want to sit, sit there. That's what it's for. Sit here.
You have fun, Alex? Is that cool? You did.
No, we don't have a chair in ours. Can you scream all the way in the back?
We'll walk right on the side. That's all we do.
We have to wait. We're gonna watch. Okay, please.
There.
Did you use your pumpkin? Yeah, it's an orange.
And Saif and Mr. Fatima waiting his turns for the elephant ride. And that's how an elephant uses the washroom. Personal supporting utensils both in front and at the back at the fire.
Come on, little males. Come on.
Wow.
Are you getting on your own? Why don't you get on your own? Yeah. It's very nice now.
Certainly Saif, Ali and Mr. Fatima in for an elephant ride.
So you can get teased, and then everyone else can.
And they're off. Fatima and Saif.
Throw it away, Miranda. Hold on, we're crying.
Alright, Saif, Fatima. Again, let's. Saif. Good. Alright. Fatima is scared?
Do you want to go swim?
Saif is scared?
You want to go swim?
Saif! Let's take a look at this mouse now.
Look over there, Mom.
That's what I want to hear. My name is Megan, and along with my fellow trainers, we'd like to take you all on a journey around the world and introduce to you a few of the birds we're so lucky to work with each and every day, and tell you a little bit about what makes these birds so unique as well as useful to our environment. We are going to start this journey off in Australia, a continent known for its beautiful array of landscape, from being known as the driest continent in the world to the home of the Great Barrier Reef. It is also home to more of the recognizable noises in the animal kingdom performed by our very first bird. This is Hyde, our 8-year-old laughing kookaburra. And the laughing kookaburra call that's so famous out north, there's only one thing that all birds have in common, and that's they possess feathers. Now, before we bring out our next bird, I do have to help people volunteer, so just raise your hand nice and clear. Australian male. The love is a male. It might look quite large to you, but it's actually the females that are larger than the males. They can reach heights of up to 6 feet tall, weights of about 120 pounds. Now, these birds are what we call rat-types. It's a group of birds that are incapable of flying. And even though they cannot fly, they do make up for it with those very powerful legs, which keep the world's continents, which makes up about 8% of the Earth's surface. Now, you all just saw a bird that's incapable of flight. Next, we're going to switch things up. We're going to bring out the only mammal capable of true flight. Can anyone tell me what that is? Just shout it out. That's exactly right. So coming out right now with Megan is Dewey, and over 1,000 species of bats worldwide. They're found on every continent in the world. They make up about 1/5 of the percentage of mammals in the world. And none of these species of bats are vampire bats, and those are the ones that'll feed on blood. Dewey here is a fruit bat, meaning he'll feed on a variety of fruit, pollen, nectar. But one of the most distinguishable features about these bats are, of course, those wings. Now, these are Indian peacocks. So you probably noticed they're quite different from the other peacocks that you've seen wandering around the safari. Now, many people think that he's an albino. He's not albino. Albinos would have red eyes. If you want to take a look at Cole's eyes, they're actually deep blue color. So he's not albino at all. It's just a recessive allele that he has inherited, causing his feathers to have no pigment. Now, definitely one of the main features, those are actually very short and very stiff, and those are the ones that allow that train to pop up the way they do, and they display to females. Africa. Africa is home to the longest river in the entire world, the Nile River system, as well as the massive Sahara Desert, the world's largest desert, making an excellent home to many of the world's creatures. Now, our first African bird's going to come on out here, and we do have to make a little bit of a mess before he does. Then we're going to have Proto come on out here. He is our very own African pied crow. Now, these birds are quite the favorite to you and I, as well as the environment, by helping to eliminate the spread of disease and bacteria. Now, they have gotten quite used to the visit of people in their forest environments. They learned quite quickly that there was a lot of food should be offered around humans, and they use it to their advantage. When food is a little more abundant, however, they do take their time to hide it under rocks, in trees, in any available area, using their excellent memory to locate it at a later date. As you can see, it is always great to have Minnie Joe come on out here to clean up any mess. That was our African pied crow. However, they're not hairs like yours or mine. They're actually modified feathers, which they use to protect their eyes against the sands and grasses of the savannas of Africa, in which they spend so much time walking in. They're very opportunistic feeders, feeding on a variety of different things out in the wild, including they will prey upon birds and insects on the wing. So we're going to demonstrate how they might go about do this. Throw up a treat, wait till it catches it, no problem on this picture. Watch how she grabs it right at the back of the net. Now, we have not trained her how to do this. This is completely instinctual. This allows her to exert maximum pressure on that neck without the snake turning around and biting her back. Now, if you were to look at the front of her, she does have that blue throat pouch. This is an indication she is a female Abyssinian ground. Across the Atlantic Ocean to our next destination, South America. Now, South America probably is best known for its lush tropical rainforests, which cover approximately 35% of the entire continent. Now, in these rainforests house more species there than anywhere else on Earth combined. Now, living up now, the Francis toucan is also known as the SHAZAD mandible toucan. It's the second largest species of toucan in the world, and that would be second only to the toko toucan. Now, out in the wild, these birds are commonly frugivorous, meaning they feed mainly on fruits. However, they will from time to time snack on a bit of insects on the wing, just to get that extra boost of protein when they need it, especially during the breeding season. Now, definitely one of the most common is about 4 times the size of their head, which is about the same size of their entire body. South America or Africa. Now, there are 17 species of macaws in the world. Unfortunately, some of them have already gone extinct, and of those 17 left, many are endangered. Now, macaws are some of the largest members of, but being so colorful, it should only make sense that they too can see in color. Come on, come on, help us out. How about you right down the front row in that blue shirt? Come on over there, Holly will let you right in. So you can put them in any pattern that you want, they just have to stay on the table. Now, we do like to have Madeline down here instead of one of us mixing up those rings, just to show that we're not putting those rings in the same pattern each and every time. We do like to give Doc here a different challenge every time she does do this demonstration. Alright, looks like we're on with a few piles, definitely hiding those yellow ones nice. Doc's looking pretty nervous here. Alright, one big stack looks great. I'm just going to ask you to keep your fingers off the table. We're going to put Doc right to work. Gives that pile a stare down, knocks it down, gets her first yellow ring, no problem, brings it on over to that post. And she's got her second yellow ring, moves those three out of the way, and she's got it, no problem. She says, you can't fool me, I absolutely can't see colors. Give it up for Doc as well as our volunteer. Just like Sergeant here, for example, we have taken the precautionary measure of trimming off a few of the primary flight feathers, as you can see. Now, this doesn't hurt the birds at all, be like you or I, cutting our nails or cutting our hair. Just the same, these feathers do grow back when the bird goes through a molt. But in the meantime, having to be carried around like this, let's face it, definitely not the most fashionable mode of transportation. That's why we weren't surprised at all when Sergeant came to us with this next idea. Yes, this Sprue's very own fancy little Sergeant's only a mere 1 foot, quite a long drop with those slight feather strips. Alright, apart from being a daredevil, he is a trained professional, so we suggest you do not try this at home. So over there he goes, cuddling those little macaw legs as fast as he can, all the way to the end. There you have it, Sergeant, our amazing daredevil military macaw. It's quite simple to set up. It's just a cup attached to a rope attached to a perch. Now we put the bird's favorite treat in that cup right there, set the bird up on this perch, and they have to figure out all on their own how to get to their peanut. Now Phil here is quite the old pro, doesn't take him too long to figure this out. Slides down that pole fireman style, gets level in that cup, reaches in, and he gets his peanut. Okay, nobody's too impressed, but keep in mind, we haven't actually taught the birds how to do this. We place them up on top of Lazy, or perhaps just a little bit wiser. She is in her 40s these days, one of our oldest birds in our collection. She says, why would I waste all my energy sliding down that pole when I can just hoist the entire thing up with me, using her beak as well as her feet, showing off how they are so acrobatic, and she gets her peanut just the same. Ready for a little bit of friendly competition? Oh, I don't think that was quite loud enough. In order to divide up the crowd today, we're going to have all the ladies out there cheering for Falcon. Let's hear it for Sergeant. Let's hear it. Come on, Sarge. Let's go. Looks like they're trying up. It looks like the lead and for today. Well, both birds have finished the race, and I do think they also have coming out shortly the African greys we have on display out there, as well as perhaps the budgies or cockatiels that you may have at home. Now, probably one of the most common questions we get asked is if we can make our birds talk. Now, we certainly can't make them. Is Eddie and Wasabi, their brother and sister duo. They were born about 2 years ago at the safari, and they've been chatting up quite a storm since. We're going to see if they have a few words to say for you folks today. Alright, so let's see if we can start off with a nice greeting for everyone. Hello. Hello. Alright, and Wasabi, did you want to say hello as well? Hello. Hello. Now, unfortunately, Eddie here is quite the nosy bird, so she usually likes to follow that up with a nosy question. Speaking a little what you're doing for Wasabi. Fortunately for us, Wasabi here, her brother, is a little bit more polite. How are you? How are you? I'm doing great, Wasabi. Thanks for asking. Now, parrots are very playful by nature, so these two actually love to be tickled, so they often call us over to their cage when they feel like being tickled. Now, as cute as that is, we usually do give in to temptation. We'll go over there to their cage and we'll give them a little tickle. Sometimes they like to trick us, though, and they'll turn around and give us a little bite. Wasabi, what do you say when you bite? That's right, unfortunately we do say ow quite a few times. I heard a couple chuckles out there, Eddie. They seem to think that's funny. Is that funny? A couple little chuckles out of our comedian there, Eddie. Now for the males and the females of the Amazons as well as the macaws, the males and the females are identical, so we often have to rely on DNA testing to determine whether they're males or females. Wasabi here on my right is a male, Eddie over here on my left is a female. And we certainly didn't have to do a DNA test for Eddie because she did give quite a few indications that she was a female. Whenever she saw a cute male Amazon around, she loves to whistle at them. That's right, Eddie is quite the flirt. Now, usually when she gets those boys up nice and close, she loves to blow them kisses. A couple little kisses out of our little flirt Amazon there. Now, parrots are very musically talented as well. They love to sing and dance, whistle along to tunes. These two do sing quite the famous tune. We're just going to warm their voices up a little bit first before we get to singing. Alright, that's perfectly in tune, Wasabi. Let's try that with you as well. Alright, sounds great, Eddie. Now, this next song is quite famous. You probably will recognize it. Do keep in mind, though, they learned how to sing from us, and we're honest enough to admit that we're terribly off key ourselves. So try to use your imagination on this next one. A little bit of an "Oh Canada" from our very patriotic Wasabi there. Let's try that with Eddie. Not too bad for a couple of 2-year-olds. Now, the latest thing we've been working on with Wasabi here is he loves to tell everyone where he lives. That's right, Wasabi, you do live in African Land Safari. He as well does know our slogan. Go wild. A little bit of go wild from Wasabi there. Looks like Eddie here has one last thing to say for you folks today. Bye-bye. Did you want to give everyone a little footwork goodbye there, Eddie? Alright, as unfortunately that does bring us to the end of our show. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day here at African Land Safari. Bye-bye.
Making our entry into the African Land Safari.
There you go. Enjoy your stay at African Land Safari.
Yep.
Awesome.
Really not enough for the book. Yeah. I'm trying to follow you, come.
Making our way to the jungle junction for the safari tour buses. The parking lot.
Sure. Want me to hold it? Right. Yeah, hold up.
Guided tour buses waiting here by the lake. Last stop shop. Guided troopers. Let's see what. Nairobi Sanctuary.
We'll get a better look at them as we come around forward and discuss they are known as the bringer of good luck. On our right and left hand side, you can also see a few of our llamas. They were originally domesticated, but llamas are very good runners and can run up to speeds of 65 kilometers an hour. The Elkins, they are identifiable by their strange arrangement of yellow bristles that surround their head, and they are known for the interesting to know that the ground crane dances not only
Born 1 week ago. African cheetahs, fastest running animal on the planet. Cheetah breeding confirmed. African cheetah.
That's why I'm going to tap in.
here.
King of the jungle, African lion. Natural habitat. Prize.
Lions' speed and power have captivated human imagination. By one of the lions, and is actually a female.
African Lion Safari, Canada.
Only the male lion grows a mane, and the mane is used to protect the head and neck while fighting with other cats.
Then chap is like
His name is Jabari. He's the cat.
male lion can stand about 1 meter at the shoulders and can weigh up to 250 kilograms. The females are normally smaller. Adult bear cats are fed 1 to 3 kilograms of meat every day. As you can see, lions are very lazy creatures and will usually spend 15 to 20 hours a day sleeping. The cheetahs are sandy brown in coat and well hunting in the wild. They can run from 90 to be retractable, providing them with excellent traction for running and launching attacks.
Fastest running animal on the planet. Cheetah.
Start of attachment. The gates are then opened again as the sun rises to allow the cheetahs to roam free. Another,
Miniature
in order
cow.
to be considered
Miniature version of cows. The only species
they were not bred
left
down
on the
to the larger
planet.
cow. An adult male cannot exceed 600 pounds or a height of 42 inches in order to be considered miniature.
Miniature
They are
cows.
very gentle and
Last species existing on the blue
very
planet.
disease resistant. Inherit their rank from their mothers. In males, rank is up to challenge.
Travis Chase.
Baboons are land animals and travel 3 to 6 kilometers a day on this planet.
See the antenna on that? Their car, you know,
Baboons are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants, like cyclivorous and fallen fruit. As friendly and cuddly as they might look, the baboons are actually very dangerous. They have very sharp claws, and therefore feeding them is better left to our professional staff. The monkeys actually regularly will jump right onto our bus and climb around the mirrors. The bar I have in my front window is specially put.
African baboons.
This game reserve that we have just entered is called the Rocky Torrents, which resemble a sword, an ancient sword called the scimitar that has a curved blade. Both male and female possess these horns, and they can grow up to 1 meter in length. These act as a cooling system, quite like the horns in the jacuzzi. The blood travels through the nasal cavity and is pulled down before returning to the body. Or drink. Degrees Celsius, which will stop their bodies from perspiring at all. Because of these adaptations, they have very strong legs that can carry them up to speeds of 600.
Ostriches.
Although they are large and can grow up to 3 meters tall and weigh about 175 kilograms,
An ostrich's brain is smaller than the size of its eye.
weigh up to 1.8 kilograms, which is the equivalent of 30 chickens. Commonly lay down flat and stretch their long head and neck. Zebras are known as the wild horse of Africa. But unlike the Jurassic horse, zebras are virtually untrainable. Legs carry up to 70 kilometers an hour. And they have very acute sense of sight and hearing, and will therefore commonly act as the natural most roaming the African plains. They must be forever vigilant, or they will fall prey to their greatest enemy, the great cats of the Sahara, or a pack of hyenas. Whereas we have here the lion safari, or the grins, the hunting stripes that circle their bodies. An interesting thing to notice about these zebras is if you look closely, the younger ones actually have brown strips. This is interesting because it shows that they're very sure-footed and excellent jumpers and climbers, and their babies can actually jump around vigorously only hours after birth, possess the curved horns you see at the top of their head, as well as a white ear going down the length of their neck. The planned migration in the world.
These are great migrations in Africa, the Serengeti.
They're not actually white, but more
The white-horned rhinoceros of Africa.
the rhinos have broad soil lips, which are very useful for cropping the grass, as they are predominantly grazing animals. They have two horns on their noses, one behind the other, and these horns are made out of keratin, which is the same material that our hair and fingernails are made out of. Rhinos have very sensitive skin, and you will often see them on sunny days in the water, floating around in themselves and roaming around to cool themselves off, all over completely because of their projecting vertebrae, and must therefore
That's a man like us.
as well as their projecting white lines you can see to predators.
Largest
As
antelopes of
predators see
Africa.
these animals, think that their ribs are showing, and decide to prey on a fatter, better nourished animal. Are the Rothschild or Kariga giraffes.
Giraffe.
They're the tallest land animals, and they grow up to a height of 6 meters. Our will often weigh have our own unique set of fingerprints. If you look closely at them, both male and female have the skin-covered bumps at the top of their head. These are not horns, but actually just projections of the giraffe's skull. Although tall and awkward-looking, their name comes from an Arabic word meaning the graceful one.
African lion safari in Canada. Hello. Auntie Dolly. Hello.
Winter areas in the southern United States. On their stomach, that when the babies are born, the size no larger than a lima bean, they will then go into the mother's pouch and develop for another 280 days. The redneck wallabies are identifiable by their long feet,
Kangaroos.
The sheep you can see on your left-hand side with the curved horns are the Buffalo sheep. They are the only wild sheep in Europe. quote, and distinct white saddle patch on their side, unless or a very small one. Which makes them better than the domestic horse for traveling the mountain trails. Very strong and enduring animals. On our left-hand side now, we can see some of the female blue-clawed sheep. In climates of as low as negative 40 degrees Celsius, the oil is 100% dependent. Both male and female possess these large curved horns. Let's get that girl then.
These are deers.
That exists in their European countries. They're very
Largest mountain goats found in Europe.
from its skin, that coats its fur and acts as a natural raincoat, keeping them warm and dry in any condition. At this time, breeding season begins, and they will shed the velvet from their antlers, revealing their large, sharp, crescent antlers that they will use. The bison were once referred to as our continent's strength. And when they are born, as you can see, they're actually a lighter, rusty color. And as they grow, their fur will darken and they will grow the large horns and mane that all the adults possess, thick winter coats and patches, and you will often see them rolling around and see scattered
Weighs up to
preserved
1,300 pounds. Bison. Sire. Both rides have the African Lion Safari on the island. Picnicking at the park. Mascots. Pony riding. The jungle playground. Was a beautiful peacock. Peacock roaming around. Hawks.
To the Bird of Prey Conservation Center. Put your attention down towards that metal box. Now in here we have a very special treat for you guys. Now in here we have arguably one of the really large wingspan, but it's really hard for these birds to get aloft into the air. So by nesting on top of the mountains, they're able to just dive off there and hold their really large wingspan open and soar around and looking for dead stuff on the ground. The Andean condor is an example of a vulture. So you can tell it's got that distinct, so even in the Andean condor, world-sized material. So just draw your tether on the field, just like you would if it were a rabbit. Staying really low to the ground, and great to escape prematurely. Now the red-tailed hawk, of course, gets its name from that lovely rusty red tail that they have. But when these birds first acquire their feathers, that tail has a lot of dark banding to it. So that's one way you can tell an immature from a mature one when you see one out in the wild. And there's a good chance most of you guys have seen these birds, probably even coming here today on the safari. There would have been some around, but they go after. They'll perch along telephone poles or trees along the side of the road, waiting for any animals to scurry out onto the road. They're even known to go after fresh roadkills. I'm in the southern states, and they've been spotted as far down as Chile and Argentina and South America. Now one way you can tell this bird is from a warmer climate is just by... Now the Harris hawk is pretty unique in the bird of prey world. These birds are actually known to hunt items. Now what they can do is one bird can flush out just say a jackrabbit, while the other ones guard after it, and they can take turns doing this, tiring out the prey, and not doing the same to them. Using its feet, I was actually wondering if I had a brave volunteer who'd like to have the Harris Hawk fly to them. How are you up there? Have you eaten lunch yet? No, you haven't? Okay, good, because this raw piece of chicken is for the bird. So I'm going to get you to hold back just like that. Now you're going to keep your head up nice and straight, just like a tree branch. Just turn your back a little bit. Oh, changing things up a little. So notice he's going to stay really low to the ground. And then right up to the glove. How does it feel there? Pretty cool? Feels pretty heavy? Do you have a guess on how much you think you might weigh? No guess at all? Less than 5 pounds. 6 works. You can check out her impressive wingspan. This bird is actually tied for having the largest wingspan for any land flying bird with the Andean condor. So we'll get her making some flights out here today. Now the marabou stork you find in Africa, these birds are very social animals. They like to hang out in groups of 40 to 60 pairs. And in Kruger National Park, there was a sighting of about 200 of these birds on a single elephant carcass. Doing a great job out here. So that being said, these birds are scavengers. They tend to do a lot of scavenging. So you'll notice that they have that bald head just like the vultures have. Now the reason that these birds have that is it allows them to be very clean. Despite their reputation of being dirty animals, these birds are very intelligent and very clean. They don't have any feathers up there because that would make them all dirty while they were feeding. Now, this is a male with the straggly gray hairs on top of its head and the receding hairline. But they have been given another interesting name too, and that's the Undertaker, or the Grim Reaper. Here he comes. So now that he's up here close, check out those bright orange eyes this bird has. So this bird's eyes are so large, they have to be eyes the same size as them. In proportion to our bodies, it has to be about the same size as grapefruits. So because of that really large size, they're fixed right in their sockets, and they can't shift them back and forth like you or I can, but they can turn their heads about 270 degrees. It's also important for preening all those feathers on the bird's back. So here he goes, going to fly really strong and tucked right at the last minute. A great flight by Stan. He is a tawny owl. Now these guys you find in Europe. So this here isn't an example of a nocturnal bird. Now the last bird that we have here isn't nocturnal. They like to do their hunting during the dawn and dusk. So despite what you guys may think, not all, which will break up the turbulence when they fly through the air. Owls also tend to form a mature golden eagle. Besides, the golden eagle will have gold feathers running along the... Now they have a very neat adaptation which allows them to hunt fish efficiently, and that's the sandpaper texture. Allows them to grab slippery wet fish right off the tops of the waters. So here comes Charlotte now, going to show off her impressive wingspan. Measures about 6 feet. So these birds are very powerful, able to carry prey that weighs just as much as themselves, and if they happen to catch one that weighs a little bit more than them, they're not going to let it go. They'll simply hold that fish under the water, get in there, use their wings like oars, and paddle themselves to shore. Eat that fish right up there on the land. Now you may be able to notice now that Charlotte's up here close that she still has some brown feathers in her head and in her tail. It takes about 5 to 7 years for a bald eagle to molt in those white head and white tail. It just helps the other eagles out there realize that she's still immature and not quite ready to breed. Now Charlotte here is a female, and you can tell that because of the size. Now in the bird of prey world, it does tend to be the females that are larger than the males, and there's a few reasons scientists believe this to be the case. Now having a larger body size does allow the female to incubate her eggs a little more efficiently, but also when they're providing food to their young, the female can go after food items a little bit larger, requiring more strength. The male can go after food items a little bit smaller, perhaps requiring a little more agility. But there is another very important reason for this. In the book, this here is Jubilee, and Jubilee is great on. Oh yeah, you can see them doing it out there again. So this is these guys in South America, but they do look very similar to the turkey vulture, which you can find here. And here comes, now we've got both of them going. I don't think they're hurting her, it's just really annoying, I assume. But she's one with broad tail. That's very distinctive of a falcon. They also have those mallard stripes that go down their eyes. Now falcons are aerial predators, so they're really fast into the sun. And they have those mallard stripes just like a football player puts on his face. Or this might be, this is actually Swift. And Swift here is one of our Atlantic falcons. You find these guys in Africa. But they are pretty similar to the peregrine falcon, which can be found here in Ontario. Now, the peregrine falcon has been clocked to over 300 in a high-speed scoop, making it the fastest animal in the world. But Swift had a great flight out there. Let's stay out here for Swift, our own falcon. On the glove. It's actually one of the hardest things we have to teach our young birds. They work very hard for these lures. Giving it up really isn't the first thing.
You like the purple one?
Hello. Say Apex. Say Apex. Military macaw.
Look at what we caught.
Sir Alien Fatima. The llama. Her bats. Blood-sucking vampires. Thank you guys very much for hosting the African Lion Safari trip for us. Come, Saib. Still on the African Lion Safari here in Canada. Elephant rides. A carriage train is zipping by as elephant rides continue. Isn't this amazing?
Starting at my far right, we have 35-year-old Becky with her trainer Charlie. Her trainer Mark. Next we have 11-year-old George with his trainer Steve. And last, but definitely not least, we have 4-year-old Opal with her treat Sebastian. My birthday was animals to such a large. Now keep in mind that Maggie here weighs nearly 9,000 pounds. And with such a large size, it's difficult for her to see what her feet are doing. So she must carefully and slowly feel her way over Charlie's body. Luckily for Charlie, elephants have extremely sensitive feet, and they don't like to step on squishy things. Okay, thank you. You can let Charlie out now. They drive the logs from the forest down to the mills for processing, and Maggie here would like to give us a working demonstration of how this is done. So we're going to slip this. As you can see, elephants are really quite powerful, and they're often preferred over heavy machinery because they're more maneuverable, and they can access areas that trucks and other vehicles can't get to. They also cause less damage to the surrounding forest, making them the more environmentally friendly option. The harness Maggie has on is an exact replica of those still in use today, and the harness can be made either leather or canvas like the one Maggie has. The harness helps to evenly distribute the weight across the chest and shoulders of the elephant, making it easy for them to pull the weight of the logs. Now George is just pushing these logs into the center for us. And now Lily is going to roll into the front using her powerful trunk. So she lowers her head and digs in her heels, and away she goes. Now you may have noticed that only one of the elephants in our demonstration today has the long ivory tusks that elephants are so well known for. And this is because in the Asian species, only the males have tusks. The females have a smaller, shorter version called tusks. Now Maggie is going to roll this second log to the front for us. And you may have also noticed that George had silver caps on the end of his tusks. And these are there to prevent them from chipping, cracking, or from having any other damage happening to them. Now it looks like Maggie almost has that second log in place. And since she's already at the front, nice swing. And now Opal is hopping on over here to demonstrate for us that she has amazing strength. First, she has the other one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you believe that Opal can pull this enormous log? Yes, Opal, do you think you can pull this huge log? No. Well, what if I gave you a treat? Yeah. Okay, well that didn't take too much convincing. So there you go, Uncle. And we'll slip this harness up over your head. Yeah. And here's your chance. Although we do like to keep the love flag around our younger elements to get them used to wearing the harness. It won't be long before Opal hears pulling logs just as big as them. And now George would like to help out by cleaning up after Opal. And this is where his long, arduous task becoming extremely And now we'd like to demonstrate just how fixed her elephant's trunk is. Is there a child in the audience with a large coin such as a loonie or a toonie? The first one right here with a loonie or a toonie can be the volunteer. Nice and flat. But you might want to wash those coins off now since they fit up an elephant's nose. Now, as you can see, the elephant stands quite tall, so we've had to come up with some of our own ways of getting on and off of them. Now, Maggie and I are going to demonstrate how to do the front like that. And getting back down is simply the reverse. Next, we're going to demonstrate how to do the back leg mount. And she gives me a little boost. I'm trying to point up there. Now getting back down is a little bit different. It's sort of an express method where I use her head as a giant slide. Faster than others. Maggie, what are you waiting for? It's time to light it out. Oh, Charlie, we forgot something. Just a second, Maggie. He'll go grab that for you. We forgot her pillow. There you are, Maggie. Charlie has it all nice and fluffed up for you. She's just getting nice and comfortable. Looking for the perfect spot. And there she is. I've gathered the elephant girl down and gives the trainers the opportunity to check over their large surface areas for any nicks or scratches that they may have. It also gives them the chance to check their feet for any rocks or thorns that may be embedded in them. And did everyone pass their inspections? Okay, then it's time to get up. It looks like we have a lazy elephant. Come on, Maggie, you can't sleep the whole show. Charlie, do you have any ideas how we're going to get her up? Okay, she looks a little too comfortable. Let's see if we can get this pillow out from under her. No, that's not gonna work. Okay. No, Charlie's not budging. Okay, Charlie thinks she needs a little bit of encouragement from the audience. So on the count of 3, I'd like to hear everyone shout, "Get up, baby!" 1, 2, 3! Okay, are we ready, players? Game on! Now, our elephants are not only excellent soccer players, but they're also great basketball players. Oh, thanks, Lily. Now, George is also pretty good at basketball, but sometimes he needs a little bit of encouragement. So I'd like to hear everyone in the audience cheering for George. Come on, George! Come on, George! You can do it, George! Lily would like to make us a special thanks. This is very easy for her to do because in her tongue alone, she has over 40,000 muscles and ligaments. Each t-shirt that's painted is unique and can be purchased at the gift shops. While Lily's finishing up, I have a few more facts to share with everyone about elephants. They can live between 60 and 70 years of age. And unfortunately, the Asian elephant is an endangered species, with approximately 30,000 left in the wild. But here at the African Library, we are proud to say that we have Canada's #1 breeding program. And since 1991, 13 baby elephants have been born. Lily, now that's wonderful. Why don't you take a bow? Unfortunately, this does bring us to the end of our roundup, and the elephants and their trainers would like to thank you all for coming out today. Now, the elephants do like to get a picture with one big bang. Let's hear for our television, everyone. Now, before you get too far, the trainers will be bringing the elephants around to the front so you can have a closer look and ask any questions that you may have. Also, don't forget to take your once-in-a-lifetime elephant ride directly across from the amphitheater. There will be a pair of curtains. Come on, guys!
Charlie trains zipping mine.
No, we already have our kids.
You only get one. There's such a question.
Mike's
with Olivia. Yes. Emma, if you don't stop, we're going home and you both are going in the water. Do you understand? If you want to sit, sit there. That's what it's for. Sit here.
You have fun, Alex? Is that cool?
Yeah, we have a Karen Alex. Can you stream all the way into the back?
Well, because I'm outside. That's all.
We have to wait. We're gonna watch.
Okay, Karen, please.
Here.
Is your name too Pumpkin? Yeah, it's an orange.
And Saif and Fatima waiting their turns for the elephant ride. And that's how an elephant uses the washroom. Versus supporting utensils both in front and at the back. At the far. Wow.
Are you getting on your own? Why are you getting on your own?
Yeah. Very nice now.
Certainly Saif and Fatima in for an elephant ride.
So you can get teased, and then everyone else can
And they're off. Fatima and Saif.
throw it away, Miranda. Hold on, rip down.
Alright, Saif, Fatima. Again, let's. Saif. Good. Alright. Fatima is scared?
Do you want to go swim?
Saif is scared?
You want to go swim?
Saif! Let's take a look at this monk now.
Look over there, Mom.
Yeah.